Malaria is one of the most common infectious diseases known to mankind, and it's among the leading causes of morbidity and mortality in the world. It predominantly occurs in tropical and subtropical areas such as in sub-Saharan Africa, Asian, and Latin America, where the mosquitoes that carry the parasite live. Malaria is a potentially life-threatening disease caused by infection with Plasmodium protozoa transmitted by an infected female Anopheles mosquito vector. Malaria is a serious and sometimes fatal disease caused by a parasite that commonly infects a certain type of mosquito which feeds on humans. People who get malaria are typically very sick with high fevers, shaking chills, and flu-like illness. The 5 Plasmodium species known to cause malaria in humans are Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium knowlesi. Timely identification of the infecting species is extremely important, as Plasmodium falciparum infection can be fatal and it's often resistant to standard chloroquine treatment. Plasmodium falciparum is distinguished from the rest of the plasmodia by its high level of parasitemia and the banana shape of its gametocytes. Pathophysiology. The natural history of malaria involves cyclical infection of humans and female Anopheles mosquitoes. In humans, the parasites grow and multiply first in the liver cells and then in the red cells of the blood. In the blood, successive broods of parasites grow inside the red cells and destroy them, releasing daughter parasites called merozoites that contain the cycle by invading other red cells. The blood-stage parasites are those that cause the symptoms of malaria. When certain forms of blood-stage parasites, like gametocytes, which occur in male and female forms, are ingested during blood feeding by a female Anopheles mosquito, they mate in the gut of a mosquito and begin a cycle of growth and multiplication in the mosquito.
It all begins when an infected mosquito bites a human. This helps transfer the malarial parasite into the human body. In order to enjoy her blood meal, the female Anopheles mosquito secretes her saliva into the human bloodstream to prevent blood coagulation. It's with this secretion that the parasite gets a chance to enter the human body. The disease-causing Plasmodium gets transferred from the mosquitoes to the humans in the form of sporozoites. Sporozoites is a stage in the life cycle of the Plasmodium. At this particular stage, they are capable to cause an infection in the human body. And how do they do that? Once they enter the bloodstream of the humans, they eventually reach their target, that is, the liver. Here, they attack the liver cells and stay inside them for quite a long time. They reproduce asexually in order to increase their number. After that, they release themselves back into the bloodstream by bursting out the liver cells. The form in which they are released into the bloodstream is known as the merozoites. These merozoites now target the red blood cells, the RBCs. Now, in the RBCs, the merozoites develop into a ring-like structure called the trophozoite. This form can have 2 fates. Most of the trophozoites begin with the asexual cycle to give rise to a new merozoites. And this occurs exponentially. The number of merozoites produced is too large for the RBCs to contain. Hence, they are released out with the bursting of the RBCs. The released merozoites can now attack new RBCs and keep increasing their population exponentially. The other fate of the trophozoites is entering a sexual cycle. With this, the trophozoites give rise to 2 different gametocytes. Gametocytes, in simple terms, are like the germ cells of Plasmodium. When a non-infected mosquito approaches the infected human for a blood meal, then these gametocytes quickly pass into the mosquito's body with the sucked blood. Now here, in the mosquito's body, both male and female gametocytes, which are like the germ cells, fuse to form a zygote. That is, the fertilization of these gametocytes results in the formation and the development of a zygote in the mosquito's gut. From here, a structure called oocyst is developed which crosses the gut wall and reaches the salivary glands. Here, the oocyst now releases several sporozoites, which are the mature infective forms of the parasite, ready to infect a new healthy individual with the next blood meal. So when this female Anopheles mosquito bites a healthy person, the sporozoites get transmitted, thus repeating the complete cycle and causing the infection. This was about malaria.
After 10 to 18 days, a form of the parasite called a sporozoite migrates to the mosquito's salivary glands. When the Anopheles mosquito takes a blood meal on another human, anticoagulant saliva is injected together with the sporozoite, which migrate to the liver, thereby beginning a new cycle. Thus, the infected mosquito carries the disease from one human to another, acting as a vector, while infected humans transmit the parasite to the mosquito. In contrast to the human host, the mosquito vector does not suffer from the presence of the parasites. These are the most common symptoms of malaria: headache, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, chills, fever, and muscle aches. Generally, feeling sick, people who get infected many times may have the diseases but have few or no symptoms. How bad malaria symptoms are can vary depending on your age, general health, and the kind of malaria parasite that you have. Treating malaria. If malaria is diagnosed and treated promptly, virtually everyone will make a full recovery. Treatment should be started as soon as the diagnosis has been confirmed. Anti-malaria medication is used to both treat and prevent malaria. Which type of medication is used and the length of treatment will depend on the type of malaria.